I've been trying to figure out how to introduce myself. I've done this a couple times, and yeah, neither time have I done well. So anyways, thank you guys for everyone coming out today, and thank you for your guys' time. So my name is Brett Noyes, as you've seen me around. What I'm doing when I'm not putting on these events is that I run a fintech incubator program called Unbank.Ventures, and we've been around for going on 2 years this August. The foundation of my experience is almost 5-6 years ago. I helped with the Techstars incubator program that used to be called Startup Next. That's kind of where I got my foundation. Following that, when I moved to Silicon Valley about 5 years ago, where I got to work for Jason Calacanis, helping with the first launch incubator, and learning about that process, learning about pitching to a large audience, and basically finding and vetting companies. And following that, I went to work for Tim Draper, building the FinTech Incubator Program, which is the genesis of the program that I now run. So previous work in this space, as I said, I built the Draper FinTech Incubator Program. And while there, I also helped run or facilitated the Bitcoin meetup there, which is the piece that has got me into the blockchain space. And as I said earlier, it was the most interesting group of anarchists I've ever worked with. A lot of fun, very interesting ideas, but a lot of the work that we did there really just couldn't be implemented into conventional finance. So where the area that I'm really focused on is the intersection of blockchain and technology in general as it can be applied to financial services. So we've run 3 cohorts, so far 27 companies, spanning, I think, 5 countries now. I like to say that we've worked with every kind of flavor of fintech, ranging from accounting all the way down to video conferencing. So in general, we're looking for companies that are looking to build products and services to service the financial services industry. Generally, the thesis here in Silicon Valley is they're looking for companies that are looking to disrupt. We're looking to collaborate, and we want to work with financial services, and we're looking for entrepreneurs that share the same idea and thesis to come join us. Okay, so currently we run an incubation program, and basically what that means is I don't have any money yet, but we're in the process of raising an accelerator fund. So starting in September, we'll be hitting the road and trying to scrap some dollars to put together a $3 million investment fund to start making our first investments in companies starting in 2019. So while I have a great respect for these 2 companies, and Mike Siegel from 500 might still be here, great companies, but we have a very different thesis from the conventional accelerator model. We think, and this is how I view it, so feel free to laugh or show some sort of emotion here. So the general thesis, and I generally only do this presentation outside of Silicon Valley, but the Silicon Valley kind of mindset is, right, if you find the right people, find the right horse, which might be the technology, you get this amazing fire-breathing a unicorn that's got a cat on it that shoots lasers, right, out of its eyes and has this like gold pistol, I believe. So that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but really where we see ourselves different than a conventional accelerator program is that we're really interested in people that are kind of building products and services that are going to be smaller, probably just serving the financial industries. From a venture standpoint, are going to have a lot smaller exit, but we think that it can really create value for the industry as a whole. Other people in the space that we know and like and work with and feed into are Plug and Play FinTech. We think that they do a great job. We actually feed into their program. Our program, there's a great program because no equity on their side, great access to banking partners. Great work there. The only challenge, I think, from the other side of the coin is that they really service the top end of the market. Companies like banks, really, in general, and financial services companies that can afford to pay, upwards of $250,000 for the access to the early stage technology. We ultimately think that type of access and technology or access to innovation should be open to a wider net. Also, the Barclays Accelerator Program, great program, but really focused on people that are building products and services for one single bank. And we think that the ecosystem as a whole has room for more people to play, and that we think that the banks that are further downstream deserve these type of services as well. So the way that I view this is it's kind of a series of the Goldilocks and the 3 banks. So what I mean by that is, at the top, we've seen, through the financial crisis that too big to fail, is a real thing. That no matter how good or bad these banks are run, they're too important to our global economy to ever go away. So we think they, in general, are very well served by Techstars, plug and play, the U.S. taxpayer, whomever, insert, they will be okay. On the other end of the spectrum, we see community banks. I think they serve a great, people are very loyal to their banks. I think they're great for individual communities, but in our experience, have been kind of slow to adopt technology and innovation, and honestly, it's not a competitive advantage for them, and it's not a part of their sustainability. So where we see the underserved is the regional and the national banks that have at least $1 billion on in assets under management. We think that these people also need innovation. We think that they also need the access to products and services and technology that can make them competitive against their larger players, or at least the regional and national banks that they play against. So we're ultimately looking to work with the most innovative regional and national banks in America and abroad. So my colleague that you see rolling around here with Andreas and I have put together a study based on some Berkeley research and some other outside stuff. So we're actively reaching out to banks throughout the United States, ranking them and trying to basically come up with a ranking of the most innovative and adaptive banks in America, and reaching out to them and trying to get them involved with our program. So ultimately, we want to help them be their outsourced innovation, and just basically help them compete or beat their competitors through the adoption of relevant technology, and not just technology for the sake of technology. So things that we will be rolling out in 2019, the way that we're looking to do this is we're looking for partners. Here's just some examples of some early people that said that they will work with us. We're looking for contributors, different banks and financial institutions of different sizes that are willing to put out challenges. So let us know what your challenge is. We'll put them out. We're partnering up with a challenge post to put out basically like hackathon style programs, looking for people to work on these projects, to come up with interesting things, and in collaboration with our contributors, we'll pick the best companies and we'll bring them into our cohort. Here's our program. So it's led by the challenge, 10-week program. So we've run this program. We've run it now 3 times, and we'll be running a 4th one this fall, our blockchain and AI-focused program called Unbank.Ventures. 10-week program. Our first 3 weeks, we focus on MVP, bringing the product to market. We work with a very, very early stage company. Secondarily, we focus on sales and marketing. So we're looking for the first signs of hope that these companies might be able to be venture backed. And so, yeah, we're looking to see if we can get them. And it means different things for different companies. Most of the companies we work with work in the B2B space. So a lot of times that might be getting a pilot, first users. A lot of times it's not revenue, but in general, we're looking to fill their pipelines and find some sort of outside validation that these companies are actually building something that should be invested in. And so our next step is to work directly with our partners to put these projects into pilot or commercial application. I think most applicable probably at the stage that we work with will be pilots, but in general, we are not looking to, what we really want to do is be action forward, right? We're not looking to do consulting projects. What we're looking to do is find people that are going to build real products and services for the financial services industry, and then partner with the people that are going to take that leap of faith and work with an early stage company and marry the two together. So what we're looking for is corporate partners. Primarily, this falls in the area of banks and financial services industries. We're also looking for some potential consulting services that can help us with distribution. Service providers. Currently, we're working with IBM and Oracle with their platforms. Adjoint, just starting to work with an early stage blockchain company that'll speak tomorrow called Dispatch Labs. Another one out of called A-Chain. In general, we're looking for people that are building platforms that people can build on top of. So if this is you, we'd love to talk to you as well. And then we're also looking for project leaders. So this could also be called entrepreneurs. So we're looking for people that are willing to tackle these projects and want to build the technology and build the team around it to facilitate that. Okay, well, thank you for your time. Before I let you off to break, are there any questions? Yeah, so currently no money, but what do
What's the thesis for ticket size?
Ticket size? I'm not sure if I understand what you're asking.
Seed, pre-seed, or
Pre-seed, yeah. So generally where we sit is just after friends and family money, the pre-seed side. And a large portion of what we do is help on the fundraising side for companies. So they come in looking to raise that pre-seed, and we help them raise that pre-seed. And the next logical step for a lot of our companies is to feed into like 500 startups, YC, or Yodlee, plug and play. So yes, is that what you mean?
So what's the thesis of ticket size for people that will be in your cohort of business that will be joining the next cohort, for example?
So I'm not sure if I quite understand the ticket size, like how much they're raising?
No, how much? I guess, are you providing funding?
We're not providing funding at this time. Going forward, we're looking to write just $25,000 checks and then help with filling out the rounds, and expecting the early stage rounds to be somewhere between $250,000 to $500,000. But that could change, and obviously, as you know, with ICOs and blockchain, numbers have been a little skewed these days, so we'll see if that comes back down to reality. But yeah, we expect to write fairly small checks and then help with the additional capital raise.